So I'm going to clue you in to a discussion we have frequently here at Frog Dog when it comes to marketing tactics, specific pieces of a marketing campaign and how they all work together. When it comes to marketing success in a given tactic, you can either have the 100-yard dash or you can have the marathon, but you can't have both. The 100-yard dash gives you a quick adrenaline hit, immediate quick results. The marathon gives you a longer effort over time with sustained results. And before you say, but I want that magic bullet, I want the third option, I want something that gives me sustained results over time and a big hit the moment it launches, let me assure you that doesn't exist. But I know you're going to want to know what I mean by that, and so trust me, we'll circle back. So let's define our terms. In marketing terms, a 100-yard dash looks like, for example, a really big event, big splash, something launches, gets you a ton of results in a short period of time, a day, a week, a month maybe, and then that's really tends to be it, right? It's a quick, big hit. A marathon, in contrast, in marketing terms, is something that delivers consistent results over time. There's no major big hit when it launches as a tactic, but over time, it continues to perform and sometimes even performs better and better as the race goes on, right? So there's more of an exponential increase in success. So if I pause here and ask you, which you'd prefer, the 100-yard dash with the big, sexy, immediate results in the short term, or the long, slow slog of long-term results via the marathon, you'll probably tell me you prefer that 100-yard dash. And I have a feeling, with what I'll talk to you about next, I'll be able to change your mind. So let me start by saying, whether your event is the 100-yard dash or your event is the marathon, you probably have to put in the same amount of time in preparation, right? The training, the discipline, the effort required for both races is equivalent, even though the race is quite different. So if you talk to a professional runner, no matter their race of choice, they're going to tell you that they train constantly. There's a lot of preparation needed to get to that starting line. So I think it's important to say that, right? So even though in the 100-yard dash you get a quick hit, you probably spent the same amount of time preparing for that 100-yard dash than you did for the marathon, which gives you those longer and more sustained results over time. So with neither one of these races, do you skip the preparation and planning step? Do you skip all the time needed to get everything ready to be on the starting line and to have success? That's an important point to remember here. So let's go with some graphics to give you a break from looking at me and to help illustrate our points. So with a 100-yard dash, a runner achieves a distance of, wait for it, 100 yards at the end of the race. Sure, that 100 yards comes at a rapid-fire pace, but that's it, 100 yards. At the end of the race, a marathoner, for, remember, the same amount of investment when it comes to preparation, has run 26.2 miles. Sure, the race doesn't look nearly as exciting from the sidelines, but the gain is far greater in terms of mileage. The same goes for marketing. You can pull off a big bang, 100-yard dash of an effort that gets you, let's say, 100 wins in a short time period. Or you can make the same investment and get thousands of wins in a more slow, measured fashion. For example, at Frog Dog, we can produce high-impact, big bang marketing efforts that return hundreds of hits in a matter of weeks. And we can, for the same investment, get clients thousands of wins over several months. Though the big hits are huge adrenaline rushes for all of us, the smarter business decision, given the investments required, is to go for the efforts that return greater amounts over longer time periods. And back to that magic bullet point, because I know you're thinking about it. Alas, rarely do efforts that make a huge splash with the target audience have much long-term room. Survey data, for example, gets old almost immediately. Contests end in a month or two. These efforts get big excitement in the short term and zero interest in the long term. Efforts that don't make a big splash often have long-term play and longer-term return on investment. A case study, a white paper, a how-to guide, and so forth. They aren't newsy,
but they provide valuable information that doesn't go stale quickly and to which people will continue to view and return over and over and over again.
All right, at this stage, it should be clear to you what you want, and it probably isn't the 100-yard dash like you might have answered at the beginning of this video. If you have to spend a huge amount of effort for one of these two options, as much as it feels good to have 100 wins and a really big rush, you would rather gain several times that number of wins over a long time period for the same amount of effort invested, right? Right. Ultimately, you want the slow accumulations. You want the marathon. If you can finagle it, mix into your marketing a few 100-yard dashes as well, just to create some energy, create a couple big wins. They always feel good. They're nice to have some variety. But just don't expect those sprints to give you ongoing, sustained, smashing results from your marketing effort. Ongoing, sustained marketing effort results and the real ROI comes from the marathon. Want help winning the marketing race? Forward Dog at your service. Contact us today. We'd love to help.